Hello, I am Pranav Khare and this is my internship reflection video. Uh, what did I learn about myself this term? This term was a little bit different because as the entire world is facing COVID, we are forced to work from home and we are not going to the office. So first challenge was definitely setting up everything at home, but it has been happening on and off for last couple of months, so it wasn't that big of a challenge. Uh, One thing I would like to emphasize is as we progress through this MBA course, there are many life lessons other than all the academic stuff that we learn. And one of the points that stood out is we are our own managers, meaning we all work in a company or an organization, and maybe some of us have a managerial position roles, but I don't. And what I learned is just because I'm not a manager and I don't manage 10 people, that does not mean I cannot apply what I learn in the MBA course. So, whatever I learn, I can definitely apply to the tasks that I do myself and I delegate to somebody. I can definitely apply all the principles and methodologies that I learn in the MBA course. What is my preferred style of leadership? I personally think that the best type of leadership for me is democratic leadership or a participative leadership where I discuss the issue or the solutions with my team and they give me their inputs and feedbacks, and then we all collaboratively as a team decide on something. uh, and I believe this is the best style for me. uh, as we have learned about a lot of different styles, and I know many of them feel really good on paper or when we study them, but in reality I believe you need to have a certain expertise or certain experience to actually inspire someone and know everything about a particular process or a field to give those kind of advices. For a person like me who's right now in I started my career a few years ago, but I'm definitely not at top or anywhere near there. So yeah, it's a learning curve. Every day is a new learning opportunity, and I take it very seriously. And that is why I believe that having a democratic leadership is very effective. I'll provide with three examples. The first example is when I was working on a planning project. Now, I'm a traffic engineer, and throughout my career, I have worked on various planning projects, but I'm not a planner. I don't take a lead on any of those tasks. So, there was one project which I was a part of, which was finished a year ago, but one small query came up, and they wanted a map of a particular area that we had studied. Now, us for engineers, we generally tend to use AutoCAD or MicroStation and finish up the maps. It's not a long process, but fortunately, I was able to talk to my colleagues in the planning department and in the civil engineering group, and that is how the idea of using ArcGIS, which is a planning software, came up. And the good thing was all the other drawings and maps in that particular project were made using ArcGIS. So this discussion helped me realize, and we went ahead with ArcGIS to keep everything consistent. The second example I would like to share is the vice president of New England of my company called me one day and asked me about the project I was doing. I showed him the project I do and gave him all the details. And he liked the idea of using a different tiles from city images from the government and placing our maps on top of it. That way we have the actual map and not something like Google Maps. And this came up further in discussions and it was really good, and I was able to help him in a couple of other projects and proposals as well. And the last example is when I was updating regional TMPs, which are the traffic records. uh, it's a new project for me. I have never worked on it, but there are two senior engineers who are working on it. And every step of the project, I discuss everything with them even before I delegate it to someone else. And they give me some real good insights, and that saves us a lot of time. And we don't have to go back and forth and do or correct something. So, yes, I believe the democratic leadership is the best leadership style for me. And that is all what I've learned in this semester. Thank you.